Was the NIL thing when you were in college?
Girl,
so you missed it.
Oh my God.
A'ja Wilson is one of the most decorated athletes in sports, a 4-time WNBA MVP, 3-time WNBA champion, 2-time finals MVP, 3-time defensive player of the year, 5-time WNBA first team selection, and 7-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and someone who continues to rewrite history for women in basketball. How involved were you in the process of designing your signature shoe? If you could go back and give your younger self a little tidbit of advice, what would that advice be? What does having a good life mean to you?
Ooh, having a good life?
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Do Tell Relationship Podcasts. My name is Nina Westbrook. I'm your host, and today, I say this every time, but I promise you today, we have the most incredible guest joining us today, literally the GOAT. And I don't know, I feel like maybe this is the first time. Maybe it's not, which is what's so crazy actually about this podcast, that we could actually say we have a GOAT joining us. And so I can't wait for you to hear all about A'ja Wilson's story. It's going to be a lovely episode. Let's get into her introduction. A'ja Wilson is one of the most decorated athletes in sports, a 4-time WNBA MVP, 3-time WNBA champion, 2-time finals MVP, 3-time defensive player of the year, 5-time WNBA first team selection, and 7-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and someone who continues to rewrite history for women in basketball. This year alone, she became the first NBA or WNBA player to win a championship, finals MVP, league MVP, defensive player of the year, and scoring title all in the same season. But what makes A'ja so special and what today's conversation is really about is the women behind the gold, the woman who has learned how to hold both strength and softness at the same time, the woman who is joyful, grounded, and deeply human. A'ja is an entrepreneur, an advocate for social justice and disability awareness, the founder of the A'ja Wilson Foundation, which supports children and families impacted by dyslexia and bullying, and the author of the New York Times best-selling book, Dear Black Girls, a love letter to the next generation about worth, identity, and possibility. She talked openly about living with dyslexia, about managing the pressure of being one of the faces of women's basketball, and about choosing authenticity in a world that constantly asks women, especially Black women, to shrink or compromise. In 2025, she was named the first ever global ambassador for the Junior WNBA and Time. Sports Illustrated and Forbes have all named her one of the most influential women in sports. But if you ask her, she's just a South Carolina girl who loves her family, her dogs, board games, music, and watching episodes of The Office. This is a conversation about confidence, purpose, and staying rooted in who you are, whether or not the world is watching. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Do Tell podcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
I'm really happy to have you here. I was just telling you off camera that your bio, I think, takes the record for the longest bio read in Do Tell podcast history. And your resume is so impressive. So I really do appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. We're honored to have you on.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
This is going to be a really fun conversation because obviously you have all the accolades, literally all of them. And we know who you are on the court. I mean, honestly, we kind of get a good glimpse into who you are off the court as well, because we see you so much on our TV screens and on social media. But I really want to get into the psyche and like really truly understand how you become the GOAT. Like, how do you become the GOAT? You know what I'm saying? Like from a mental standpoint and from a psychological standpoint, what that's like for you and who you are outside of what you're able to accomplish on the court. So here we go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We start every episode with a little icebreaker called Walk Away or Walk Through It. And the first question is, a close friend means well, but constantly gives you unsolicited advice. Walk away or walk through it?
I'll walk through it only because that's a conversation that I have to have.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, girl, we here, but I'm not liking the advice you giving me. So how can we meet in the middle? Like, what can we do to change it? But I don't want to walk away and lose the friend, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that's very reasonable of you. Okay, great. So you're feeling burnt out, but stepping away might mean losing momentum. Ooh. Walk away or walk through it?
If I'm burnt out, I'm burnt out. I got to walk away. And I'm just the type of person that I'm just like, if it's meant to be, that momentum will catch back up or I will find a way to get it back. But if I'm burnt out, I got to give it to God and just let it be what it's going to be. Because then I'm like, the momentum's there, but am I truly happy or am I truly giving it my all? And then I don't have fun in that. So I'll have to walk away.
I love that answer. That's amazing. Okay. You finally carve out a long overdue vacation and a dream opportunity drops into your inbox. Walk away or walk through it?
Once again, I'm going to have to like walk through it. I'm going to have to just go. I got to do it. I got to do it. Once again, like that vacation will be there at some point, but like if it's an opportunity to like be with Beyonce, then it's like I can't get those. I don't know when I'm going to get those again. So I got to do it. So yeah, I'm walking through it.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, because a vacation can be rescheduled.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A dinner with Beyonce, maybe not. You never know.
Listen, the beach is going to be there.
The beach is going to be there. The beach is always beaching.
Right.
But Beyonce is not always. Let me stop this. I'm getting super silly. Okay, here we go. Last one. A group chat. Oh, this is a good one. A group chat used to be fun, but it's starting to get messy. Walk away or walk through?
Like messy, like the tea is hot. And we're diving into it, or messy like it's toxic messy. Because it's different messy. It's tiers of the mess.
It's hot. It's toxic messy.
No, I gotta walk away. I gotta walk away because that's toxic. I can't deal with that. But if it was piping, I'm staying in the mess.
It was the tea chat. We're staying for the tea.
We're staying in the mess. Yes.
Okay, great. That was super simple, really funny. I'm already cracking up over here, probably looking crazy on camera. Let's get into the conversation because I don't want to take up too many minutes of your time. So we talked about a little bit wanting to get to understand the human inside the legend, right? You on the court, you're so locked in and fierce. I've been to the games. What the person I see on social media versus who I see on the court is two completely different people. Which I'm not, I have a little insight into that. Being that my husband is literally the same exact way. But do you sometimes feel that the need to protect your inner world and that sense of joy and vulnerability from expectations and opinions of the outside world?
Yes, that's like my number one thing, especially after the bubble. I struggled a lot with depression and anxiety, only because leading up to it, I felt like I had to be the one. I had to be what everyone wanted me to be. And doing that, I lost sight of who I actually am. And I became really, really just bad. Like I didn't feel good. I didn't play with joy. So yeah, I've learned after COVID, like, hey, I need to just compartmentalize this. I need to understand that, yes, this is my work. This is my workspace. I love what I do. I'm really good at what I do. But at the same time, I need to know when to decompress. I need to know when to separate it because that's when I get my true joy. Obviously, I love basketball. It is my pride and joy. Oh my gosh. But my peace is my soul. Like my peace is my spirit. My peace is what keeps me just being who I am and keeps me balanced. So yes, I think it's so key to me at how I operate of just making sure I can keep those things separate. And sometimes they can overlap. And it's funny you say that because you're not the first person that says, like, Asia, you're completely different. Because I like that because it means that, like, okay, I can do this. I can keep that my work and my happy place kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a journey for me to figure that out because I felt like I wasn't doing what fans needed me to do or wanted me to do for them to like me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I realized that I can't please everybody. I won't please everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The the best person I can actually please is myself. So if I could do that, I'm good.
I really like that because you have seemed, and we'll get into this later, but you have seemed to really carve your own path, right? I think that we are so used to, in today's society, being having access to all the people around us. We have access to all of the celebrities, what's going on in their lives,
Yes,
and I think it kind of creates this sense of almost entitlement,
absolutely.
or on the reverse side, this obligation to put your business out into the street or to show these different personal, more quiet parts of your lives to
Yeah.
everyone else. And I really love the fact that you've been able to really reflect on that, create boundaries around it, and uphold it and choose you and make the choice to do the things that make you happy. But you've been able to do it and navigate it so gracefully and so successfully. So, what's the one part of being a professional female athlete that you feel people don't really understand or they don't see?
I mean, like you just nailed it on the head like that. The having to navigate the entitlement and the obligation, like the feel of that, it's hard
Mm-hmm.
because it's just one of those things where people see me on social, I feel like, and they think like, that's my homegirl. Like we go
Mm-hmm.
together, like boom. But maybe when they meet me, it's kind of like we're strangers.
Yeah.
It's like we're strangers, and I love your support, and I love like just like what you pour into me. But I need some time to warm up. Give me some grace and to let me understand that this is fan and player, and that we can still love each other. We can still root for each other, but having that feel of like. If I take one picture, I got to take a million. If I got to do this, and it's hard. It's hard to balance that because I'm the type of person where I'm just like, oh, please come on, let's take a picture, let's hug. Of course, I'll sign your shoes. Of course, and it's like it's draining. It can get
Mhm.
very, very draining because you feel like
Mhm.
you have to do it all the time. So I think a lot of people don't know that we feel it. We feel it. It's sometimes moments where we don't want to say no, but sometimes we have to say no in that moment in time, just because of just where we are when it comes to just protecting our peace. And I know I struggle with it a lot, and I'm sure other athletes struggle with it because we don't want people to feel like we're just like moving them along or being like whatever, like being rude. Like, no, just sometimes in that moment, I just need to protect my peace.
I love that. I think okay, so I have a really important question around when you kind of came to this understanding because you're
Yeah.
really young still. And I feel like a lot of times we have to go through these pretty, not traumatic, but these really symbolic experiences
Mm-hmm.
before we learn the importance of choosing ourselves first.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yes.
I'm just curious because you've mentioned it a couple of times when that moment occurred for you. Like when did you make
Yeah.
that decision?
Ooh, I would say we just literally just got out the bubble and I went on a family vacation. And that's when I had my first anxiety attack. And it was something that I felt very uncomfortable with because, just as an athlete and as a person, when you can't control what you're doing, you kind
Hmm.
of, your body goes like you're going into shock mentally, physically. You're like, what is going on? What's wrong with me? And
Hmm.
I had to ask, and I was asking that question a lot. And that's when and it was so bad, like it was crazy. I know it scared my parents
Hmm.
because I really didn't share anything. I didn't really, because I'm like, no one cares, work harder. Like, girl, keep going. This is nothing. Like, you're going to be all right. But it was in those moments at that family vacation that I was like, oh, I cannot do this anymore. Like, my anxiety's at an all time high because we just lost in the finals. And obviously, the weight of that was just heavy on me. I felt like I didn't do enough for my team. I feel like I let every fan down in the world. Obviously, that's extreme, but in my mind, that's how I felt. And so, yeah, I had very bad anxiety and I was very depressed. And it was funny because I wrote an article about it. I'm like, that was my first MVP year. Like, that was a year I'm like, oh, I'm good. I should be, but I didn't feel that. And so that was a moment where I was just like, you know what? I got to focus on myself. And that's when I started to dive into therapy. And my therapist did an amazing job of just letting me speak, letting me talk freely with an unbiased ear. I mean, I talk to my parents, but they're biased. I'm their baby girl. They're like, oh, yeah, girl, you're good. And it's like, well, no, I'm not. So I think that was a moment for me where I'm just like, oh, I need help. And it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah. That is incredible for you to even share and be open about your experiences in this way. I feel like so many athletes experience and go through very similar things. And we're finding more now and now. We're finding now more and more. Hello. That, people are more willing to speak up and share their experiences, and then I think in turn that vulnerability helps create a more safe space for younger people to speak up about their mental health challenges and struggles as well. So important. When you imagine, a little girl watching you play today, what do you hope will be different by the time she's your age?
The respect factor. I still feel like we are still kind of slighted at little things or just swept underneath the rug when it comes to what we do. A lot of people see what we do as just like, okay, yeah, women's basketball, whatever. It could never be basketball, which is crazy to me because it's the same sport. We're just women. But I hope that the respect factor and the see her be her is really thriving in that space. Like letting young girls see that you don't have to be this cookie, just this image that everyone wants you to be. Like you can literally do whatever you want your way. And like no one can stop you from that. And I had to learn it obviously very quickly that it's just like, okay, they're going to talk about me if I do good. They're going to talk about me if I do bad. Who cares? Let me just do it my way and then see what happens. And I hope that young girls can see that and feel that when they watch me play, when they watch the W play or any sport that they're watching, that like, we've worked hard to get here, but we never lost ourselves in the fight. And if we did, we always went back to our true selves and remembered who we were. And so I hope that young girls can gain that respect that they don't have to constantly fight for, that it's there. Like people are going to respect you because they see the hard work you put in, they see your resume, and you check off all the boxes.
Right. Absolutely. I think even when it comes to the NIL, and all the new opportunities. Was the NIL thing when you were in college?
Girl,
so you missed it.
Oh my God. I'm never like a bitter person because what can I be bitter for? Like, go ahead, y'all get that coin. But when that came out, oh, I was hot, steaming. Because I'm just like, I could have been making bread. A South Carolinian going to the University of South Carolina.
Yes. I know.
But it's okay. I'm happy for them.
Yeah. We are happy for them because don't forget, I also was a hooper and we made 0 dimes during that time. But anyhow, we are happy for them. But
yes, we love it.
Even with all of this, it is really challenging. There's so many different opportunities. You're playing in front of all of these people. There's so much noise coming from social media. That's what I did not have. When I was playing, we didn't have thousands and millions of followers and people watching us, critiquing us, complaining about us, judging, criticizing. The pressure that they're also playing along with just as an additional challenge for them. But NIL opportunities and how they are changing the game for young athletes. For those who secure them, there's money, public attention, and business decisions being made earlier than ever before. You have managed to navigate this new era with so much grace. And if you could go back and give your younger self a little tidbit of advice for navigating this era of, brand deals and brokering things
Yeah.
and navigating and choosing which opportunities to go for, which ones you don't. What would that advice be?
You said it. I would say just give yourself some grace because like you said, like we had social media, but it wasn't nearly what it is today. Like not
Mm-hmm.
at all. And even then, Coach Staley, we weren't allowed to be on social media when the season started. So we were pretty much
Wow.
away. Yeah, she cut that all out. Obviously for great reasons, but
Mm-hmm.
so it was never really a factor. But I would just say that to the younger self and myself and also the generation, you got to give yourself some grace and also understand that you're still a kid. Like you're still navigating life. Like college is 4 years that you're really trying to figure out who am I? And like people think that's high school, and really it's not. It's really college where you're trying to figure out who am I, what I want to be when I truly grow up, what am I doing next year? Those little things. And sometimes you lose sight of like the real college experience, like living through that. And I can't imagine now having an agent in college because it feels like I'm like my brand. I gotta protect it right away. And like
Mm-hmm.
college is the years where you can your brand is fluctuating a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think I would just tell myself, give yourself some grace. Don't lose sight of just the journey that you're on. Enjoy it because you're never gonna get those years back. I wish I can go back to college of those times of
Same.
like not having to think about social media or people recording me when I'm doing this. Like, no, like live life. And so the biggest thing is just trust that journey, enjoy that journey, because you can't turn back the clock.
You cannot. I feel like that is some really sound advice
Yeah.
because when you're young, you want to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
The all you want to do is grow up. You want to get more freedom, but with
Yeah.
that freedom comes responsibility
Ooh.
and body aches and stress and just so many bills, so many things that also come with when you start to really weigh the options, is
It's
it the
like, do I really want
best?
to do
And
that?
until you experience it,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really know how good you had it when you were younger. So it's
Yeah.
good for people to hear from people like you how important it is to really just take that time to figure yourself out, be young.
Please.
Don't be
Yes.
be a young adult if you want to call it a young adult. Enjoy that
Yes.
safe space to
Yes.
learn, grow, change your mind about whatever, and just be the person you want to be. Um,
Yes.
I think that's great. So, I mean, if we're keeping along the lines of the endorsement talk, you are one of the first WNBA players to land major endorsement deals. And today you're partnering with global brands like Nike, Gatorade, Ruffles, and JPMorgan Chase.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for you. I can't stop cheesing. I don't know why. But what role do you think authenticity and staying true to yourself has played in your success with these major partners?
Oh, it is the number one role. I mean, my team at Clutch does an amazing job of finding sponsors and people that are willing to just take me for who I am. And I'm so grateful to have those sponsors that are just like, hey, we just want you to be you. And we're not even asking for basketball Asia. We're just asking for Asia as a person. And I think it
Mm-hmm.
helps me be true to that when I am showing up for them in different spaces because I don't have to fake the funk. I can just be myself and then we thrive off of that. I think it's so when you're thinking about just sponsorships and brand deals, like it has to match your brand as well. Like it's a partnership. It shouldn't be lopsided. It should be a partnership and you should want to do these things. I love doing it. I love showing up for my brands because they just let me be and they'll just like obviously give me little tidbits like, hey, we need you to do this or this, but it's never something that I'm just like, or I don't stand with it or no, like they meet me where I am
Mm-hmm.
and then we work together in that. So I think it's a big deal when you can just be, unapologetically you in all
Mm-hmm.
these different spaces because not a lot of people get a seat at the table that I'm in sometimes. So if I'm there, I'm glad that I could be myself in it.
I love that. And I honestly, the little bit that I do know about being these brand partnerships and deals and all the things, I know that you cannot fake the funk when it comes to people connecting with you for who you are.
Mm-hmm.
People are very savvy. Like they
Mm-hmm.
know if what you're saying is a bunch of BS or you
Yes.
are being genuine. And the fact that your signature shoe came out this year and sold out in 3 minutes is
Yeah.
a testament to who you are. Forget the shoe. The shoe is amazing.
Yeah.
But for me, I believe that what that signifies is how incredible of a person you are and how many people love and adore you for who
Yeah.
you are and the trail that you're blazing. So kudos
Thank
to
you.
you, because that's
Thank you.
incredible.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about it. Like, how involved were you in the process of designing your signature shoe?
Very involved. Probably too involved. But it's my first shoe. Like I had to. I was like, I'm not about to let anybody mess this up because you only get one first shoe. So I needed to make it perfect. But I also enjoyed the fact that like my Nike team just really brought my vision to life. Because I may not know all the technical terms, but I knew what I wanted, and I knew the mindset and the feel that I wanted behind the shoe. Obviously, because it took a very very long time, and it was overdue, and I'm just like, hey, we're here now, so we're not going to mess it up. Like this is going to be my baby, and we're going to cherish that. And I was so glad that I was able to partner the adult shoe with the kid shoe, because that really was just a big moment for me to do, because I love the youth. I love them. I love how pure their hearts are. And I wanted them to be a part of the release as well. So I'm so happy that Nike was able to do that and bring it all together. And it was a shoe for everybody. It was a shoe for the culture. It was a shoe that I think we always say it was probably one of the most anticipated shoes in a while. I mean, we had people lined up like back in the day waiting for the shoe to drop, like at pop-ups all over the country. So it was a blessing. But yeah, I was in those meetings, and we had meetings where we had to crumple the sheet up and start over. We had meetings when we were like, okay, love it, let's move on. So I love the experience. I'm excited for it to continue. But yeah, it was nerve-wracking. It's hard to sell. I was scared about a pink. I was like, oh, does everybody like pink? I like pink. But it,
Yes.
it sold. So I was like, oh yes, pink, we're good.
Well, that's exciting. I'm going to be waiting for the next ones to come out so I can get some for my girls. I'm not so like
Yes.
I am late and slow to everything. So I miss everything. So I miss the shoe.
No.
I know. I
We
mean,
gotta get y'all some shoes.
we
We got
got
a
to
shoe
get
for
the
the whole family.
girls some shoes. And I
Yes, we
am
gotta
not
get them.
even this person. I'm not talking about from you. I'm going to get them myself. Just so you,
Okay,
I'm
yes,
not.
but we can still set. We're gonna set something. We got y'all.
Okay. Cool. Speaking of girls, you have done so many incredible things to help uplift and guide and just be an incredible role model for young people. One of those things is your book.
Yes.
Shifting gears a little bit.
Yes.
You are a New York Times bestselling, it's just wild, a New York Times bestselling author of a book
Yes.
called Dear Black Girls, How to Be True to You. And it speaks to the idea that we can both be powerful and gentle and confident all at the same time.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about this book, and why do you feel it's so important for women of all ages to give themselves permission to be complex?
Yes. I mean, that book was just like a little bit of therapy. I unpacked a lot while writing it with my team, and I had tons of fun because it's a journal style book. So I'm not a big reader, let alone like if the book is big, I don't know about that. So it's very diary journal style. And it's every little entry is just a part of my life where I had to navigate some good and some bad, how I had to go through adversity to get to where I am today, but I didn't put myself in a box. And I had to be true to myself. And it was moments where I was down. It was moments where I was grieving my grandmother passing. It was moments where I was winning championships. But it's just a story that I
Wow.
was able to tell to let people know that, like, yes, and it's a book I always say it says Dear Black Girls, but it's literally a book for everybody because the lessons within it. But I just named it Dear Black Girls because we need the love. We truly need some extra love and to just know that everything's okay. We wear a lot of different masks. We wear a lot of different hats every single day. And so sometimes when you have to take that mask off and take that hat off, who are you? Who are you? And being happy with who you are. And I think that was kind of what the book really told, but it just told it through stories of my life, my crazy life, Jesus, with my family. But I had tons of fun writing it because it just kind of dove into more than just the athlete that I am.
I love that. I feel like it's so important for us to hear that, like that message of it's okay to be complex. We are all individually and uniquely complex. There are so many different layers to each of us. And if you're only seeing one part or one aspect of anyone, then to me, I feel like it might be an opening to kind of question that authenticity, right?
Yeah.
Because we all go through and experience many different things. We go through highs, we go through lows. But if we only acknowledge or we only present one part of ourselves, especially to people we love and people who are there to support us, then that is like a silent little, it's so isolating and it's so draining and it causes anxiety, depression, loneliness, all of the things. So I think that we should be celebrated for being complex humans. And it's actually the thing that makes us like exciting and interesting. So kudos to you. That's really amazing. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is your foundation. You started the foundation, Asia Wilson Foundation, to support children and families impacted by dyslexia and bullying that has often come from that. And you did this with your family. What do you wish more parents, teachers, and coaches understood about kids growing up with learning differences?
That it looks different for every single kid. It doesn't look the same. The cries out for help, they don't look the same. That's why we need teachers to be certified to identify with all different looks of it. And not just, oh, you can't take tests. Okay, something's wrong. Like, no, that may not be the case. It could look different for everybody. And that is why we started the foundation from jump, because when I was diagnosed, I struggled, but my parents just thought I was just not focusing. And I'm like, I'm focusing, Mom. I've studied. It's just not translating over. Then that's what had me go and get tested. And that's when we realized I had a learning disability. So I felt like, and my family felt like, okay, if we thought this as a family, there's some families out there that have to think the same way. They have to. And then as we dove into it, we've noticed that some schools and some teachers don't even have, like, teachers aren't certified to identify it. So we were like, well, how can we get them certified? What can we do? How can we help the schools? What tablets or technology can we provide for them to help the children read a little bit easier? And it's been tons of fun watching it grow. I mean, it's been amazing to see what we've done within the foundation, and how I'm like, I wish I had an iPad that could kind of separate the lines and highlight as we're talking in middle school. Like, that could have changed the game for me. But my story is my story, and that's why I'm glad that I can share it with families and youth as well that may be struggling with the learning disability. But the foundation's been amazing, and I'm so glad of the work that it's been doing.
That's really special. I wonder, for those who are listening and who are navigating dyslexia themselves, how did you navigate any feelings of self-doubt, and what helped you continue building confidence?
Oh, yeah. I navigated self-doubt just by understanding that I'm different. I came to grips that I'm different. I learn different. I'm not going to learn the same way my classmate next to me learns, but I'm still going to get it done. I'm still going to learn. That's not going to stop me. And I think at the same time, with me kind of working through it, I just had to do it. I literally just had to do it. Like, I remember in South Carolina, Coach Staley would make me read the prayer before every game. Like, I just had to get more comfortable with it, not necessarily just kind of be like, okay, I'm going to avoid it. More so just diving head on and being like, hey, let me do it. Let me try to tackle it. Let me read this through, or let me slow down. And I'm glad that I'm able to kind of live with it now, because it was a time where I'm like, I don't want to tell anybody anything. Like, I'm just gonna try to speed through it. But now I love it. It's who I am. And I'm learning every single day more and more.
I think that, we talked about this very, very early on in the conversation about how you don't become a legend by accident. You don't become the GOAT by accident. It sounds like you've been through so many different challenges, obstacles, and ups and downs in your life. And the constant that I'm hearing is that, like, continuing to move forward with a positive mindset, working hard and understanding and knowing that you are worthy and you are important and that you are going to continue moving forward despite of this, despite of that. And that's a really powerful message. And I really commend you for that.
Thank you.
You mentioned Coach Staley. I want to talk a little bit about your coaches, because you've had the opportunity to be coached by two I'm sure you've had many great coaches, but specifically Coach Staley and Coach Hammon, two of the most, like, to me, the coolest coaches that I've seen personally. And not every athlete gets a coach who really sees them, but you have seemed to have found two.
Yes.
What did they recognize in you early on that you maybe hadn't fully stepped into yet?
Oh, that's a good one.
And I guess it's from two different phases of your life. So you can speak to one. Speak to whichever one feels good.
Yeah, I was going to say that's two. I think, obviously, with Coach Staley, she saw me fresh out of high school. And she, when coaches weren't believing that, I had the potential or my game could translate over, she was constantly there. Even when I wasn't playing that well on my AAU team, she was always there, just always there. I guess she felt something. She saw the potential within myself. But then when I finally got on campus, I think she allowed me to just be me, like be the goofy, silly, happy-go-lucky girl that's literally just here trying to figure it out. Like, I'm like, Coach, don't hold me to no standard right now, because I'm not going to make it. And I think she took that for what it was and was like, okay, let me walk alongside you, and we're going to learn together. Because I would be in her office crying over boys. I would say, girl, I'm not playing basketball no more. I don't like it. So it was the wave of, like, a lot of emotions, figuring out who I want to be. Because it was like, basketball is going to be there, but I'm like, who am I? And so Coach Staley kind of met me there. And it's crazy because Coach Staley and Becky are like the same type of style of coaches on and off the court. So it's kind of like she literally passed me to Becky and was like, good luck. Like, I did what I could do.
I did my part.
I did my part. Now it's your turn. But she's an adult now, so good luck. She can make money. She's paying bills now. And like, that's when, and even then I went through Bill Lambier, and he really kind of taught me that I needed to be a leader out the gate. Like, it was like, no, you're leading this team, go. I will be here, but I'm not holding your hand. And then that's when he passed me along to Becky. And I guess Becky's just like, oh my God, y'all just threw her to me. And Becky has been there for just the adult Asia of navigating the superstar, but then also the human. And just the birth and the growth of the superstar is kind of how Becky, and that's how she got me in my stage of life. But Becky does a great job of just finding the fun. She allows us to just be fun. Like, we can come into work and be fun because we've built that trust of, like, no, we're going to work still. We're still going to put in the work. But this isn't the end of the world. This can still be a game. This is still entertainment. Like, I want you guys to be you. And that's always something that Becky teaches us, is just like, just be you. If you're you, we are going to be in great shape. But the minute you're not you, it's glaring. It's glaring and it's not good. And we need to bring you back to who you are. And that was us, our whole playoff run. She was just like, she constantly showed us videos of who we were, like from high school to now. Like, look
Oh,
how far we've
wow.
come. And like, it was funny because we were all kind of looking at the video and looking at each other like, we were all going through the same thing, not knowing that we were going to be together in this moment. Like, we all went through losses. We all cried with our high school teams and we won and we did this, but we were all on our paths. And now it's like, we're together and we're doing it all over again. So like Becky and Coach Staley's just done a great job of just letting me be, like knowing I'm gonna show up to work every day, but they're like, hey, she may have a cry day, let her cry, but she gonna be all right. Like that, those little things I love the most, and that's why we win. That's why I love being coached by them.
I think it's so important for athletes and their coaches to have and share that safety,
Yeah,
and for athletes to know and trust that the people who are leading them and their coaches they genuinely have care and love and respect for
yeah,
the young people, for their players. And when you are able to build that type of connection, then the relationship leads to all of these other things that can be great, right? I also
absolutely.
get, like, even though, like I said, the shoe and the basketball and the accolades are great, but the things that help you get there, the things that um, are really significant in determining the trajectory are our relationships and the
Yes,
people and
yes,
the moments and the challenges, and how we are able to kind of put our group of people together and our support system to help us navigate. It really does have a significant impact. So it's really great. You seem like you've been
yeah,
really, really fortunate and really
yeah. I'm
blessed to
lucky.
have some
Ooh.
incredible people in your life. Before we get into our last segment, which is just a little game of do tell, I
Yeah.
want to know who you are with your family and with your friends, because I
Yeah.
know, first of all, I would love to I just want to dance and have fun and hang out. I want to be in the group. So tell me, like, who are you when you
Yeah.
are most comfortable with your loved ones?
Ooh, who am I? I love games. I love to play games. I'm very competitive. I am an Uno player. I love escape rooms. That is like my new joy,
What
my new
escape
hobby.
rooms?
Yeah,
Oh,
escape rooms.
escape rooms. Ooh, I have a
Yes.
story about escape room. I did an escape room with Russell and his brother and my brother. 4 dudes, 3 dudes.
Ooh.
It was miserable. Like, they opened everything, took everything out, did not
Yeah.
read. They refused to read
Yeah.
anything. So we didn't escape, and it was not fun. But sorry, go
See,
ahead. Escape
no.
room. See, trauma, the piece, like, it came back to me like, did you try escape room? Not escape rooms. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, yes, like I love escape rooms. I'm really just chill. I'm a homebody. I'm loving a good movie. I love true crime. Big true crime girly. But yeah, that's who I am. I love my parents. They have been my best friends for obviously my whole life, but particularly we got really close this season because they never went home. So yeah, I'm just a chill girl. I don't really try to get in the mix too much. But yeah, that's really me. I like when the mind's going and I like games.
I love
Yeah.
that. Okay, well, this has been really lovely.
Yes. Thank
Before I ask you our final wrap up question, is there anything that you want to share with our audience or anyone listening
Mm.
about maybe upcoming anything fun? We will put your book in the link in the bio.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we have shoes to buy again, we will get those sold out again. But
Yes.
anything else you want to leave?
I would just have to say, obviously, I love candles. I'm a big girl. I have my own business. So if you
Mm-hmm.
guys love candles as much as I do, I own a candle company called Burnt Wax Candle.
Mm-hmm.
We are on social media. We're on Google, whatever, however. And all the candles are named after my accolades. So you get to have a little piece of
Oh,
me in your home. And it's super cool. So obviously we have the A1 that's recently out, the 1,000 point that I scored last season, and the championship. So it's kind of cool. I love that type of feel. So we have more candles coming out. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
There's so many things. I'm sure there are a million things that are not on here that we could talk about. And burnt wax will also be in the link in the description.
Yes.
I'm going to get some for our set because,
please, yes.
because like I need all the Asia energy here.
Yes.
Okay. So before you go, my final question is from Do Tell Card Game. The question is, what does having a good life mean to you?
Ooh, having a good life means that I'm stable on all cylinders, whether it's financially stable, emotionally stable, like mentally stable. Like I'm just stable. I am who I am on all cylinders. And I wake up every morning blessed because I'm healthy and I'm wealthy in more ways than just money. And yeah, I think that is like my happy life.
What is this? What is this? Is that right? Okay, yes. Clock it. Healthy in more ways than money, or wealthy in more ways than money is going to be my new caption on all my social media posts.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. This has been really incredible. I loved having you on and continue to wish you all the success.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching the Do Tell Relationship Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you are listening to this episode and leave us a comment as well. And lastly, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email at the dotellpodcast@gmail.com or DM us at BeneXNina on Instagram. See you next week with another exciting guest.